Okay, so I got a message from someone wondering if I could make a little video to like explain my thought process and how I go about terraforming. You'll notice that the island looks a little bit different already than it did the last time I did a video, because today I decided to redo all of my paths because I hate myself apparently. I don't know if you remember what my map looked like before. If I knew anything about recording videos, I would put a picture of it here, right now. But I don't. So anyways, it's on my Twitter. I posted like a little map progress picture the other day. But for now I can show you what it looks like now after all my pathing. Basically I just made it a lot more straight. Which originally I didn't want to do because I was like, oh, it's a forest town, I'll just have the paths be figured out by forest. But I actually really like the paths in this game because they look very, like, legitimate. So yeah, I decided to put wooden paths down, and I made a little neighborhood. As you can see on the left there, I made what I'm calling Chickadee Hills. And that's where my villagers are living now, for the most part, except for Pico and Grizzly, because Grizzly lives on my little hike. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cute that the cranky bear lives all the way on the other side of town. It kind of makes me feel bad though. And my cat is walking in front of me. Oh my god, Mia. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. She's passed now. So, what the hell? Okay, I don't know what Pearl's upset about. So anyway, so I've got my kind of three-tiered villager thing here now. These two houses didn't move. These guys were here before. And then I had a path going through here, and I had Cookie and Gladys and Jacob and whatnot kind of on the other side by this river. And I made 3 big hills instead. And basically, when I built the second layer, I realized I wish I'd given them like a little bit more space so that they each could have had more of like a garden going on. But I did leave some room for a couple things, like a bench overlooking the sea for Whitney. A good number of pink flowers for Cookie. And then I decided I wanted a water feature in, so I built a river and the smallest width I could possibly make it to have a bridge going across. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. And then Jacob's house used to be down here and down a level, and I really liked how it looked with the little fences and stuff, but I wanted it to be up a level so that it would work well with like everything else. I don't know how to explain that. So I moved Jacob's house up to the 3rd level, and then I put Poppy's house here because I basically had to kind of play Tetris with all the houses with how they were moving so that it would make sense. And then I did give them a little bit more room on this 3rd level because I realized they kind of needed it. So there you have it. So they're all over here. Pico and Meringue have a couple little fences because, you know, it's really high up. And then I have a staircase going down to connect to the back. So Meringue and Poppy used to live right here. And yeah, they've literally, it's all moved so much in the last like 2 days. So, in terms of like my process, usually I'll start something and then halfway through doing that I realize I want something else. So what made me want hills was the fact that I moved Poppy's house up here to begin with, saw how cute it looked on top of Gladys and Whitney's house, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to do that like on a bigger scale. And so that's what I did, and it was kind of hell, but there you have it. So for my little project I can show you today, I want to move my campsite. I put it here because I had it originally, I had it right over there where all those white wildflowers or windflowers are. And it was really crowded, as you can see. I mean, I already like waterscaped a little bit like around there just to make it smaller, but it was really crowded to begin with. It was cute, but it didn't make any sense. So then I was like, oh, I'll just put it here in this big space that I've created, because all of this area right here, like this whole piece of land used to be on the 1st level. And then I was like, oh, I want to put it up a level. So I did that. And yeah, again, I don't know why I do this to myself. And now I want to move it over here. So I just cleared this out This used to be my stargazing area, which I've now moved to the top right part of my town, where I'm building a little moon lake and like star garden type thing, because I realized that as pretty as it looked to have the water here and like to be looking at the stars, it actually was like a worse view than overlooking the ocean, because when you're overlooking the ocean you actually have like a glimmering reflection, whereas the water you don't like have that as much. So I put my little thing here, and this I've still got stuff to do in here. I'm basically breeding pansies at this point, but it's all gonna be blue and white flowers. I'm trying to get some purple ones because I have a recipe for a purple pansy wreath and I need 10 of them. Anyways, it's all gonna be blue and white flowers. I'm gonna put palm trees like in the grass, the zodiac furniture, and I'm gonna drop like star fragments and like the star lights and stuff when I get them. The only star recipe I've gotten from Celeste after the Aries chair was an asteroid, which is literally just like a rock. Let me find it. So like I'll put a couple of these out, but they don't make light or anything, I don't think, so I'm not going to bother with it now. So anyways, I'm going to put my campsite here. I'm going to extend this little waterfall so that it comes down on this side into a little pond. I'll have like a nice little seating area somewhere here, and cedar trees all over, and maybe a couple like cherry trees to break it up. Yeah, and then this cliff area is just a disaster. I don't know. I've got my one Jacob's ladder there that I have yet to touch because I'm like really scared to. So I'm just leaving it. I don't know how it works with the blooms or the flower or anything. It's the only one I got, because as soon as Chickadee got a 5-star rating, that's when I was like, oh, I want to redo my residential area. And of course, like as soon as I touched stuff and took away some of the furniture, suddenly my town lacked appealing scenery. So yeah, no wonder I've got these huge fucking blank spaces with nothing going on. So the first thing we'll do is I'm gonna buy some saplings, because it's like the worst thing in the world when, and I speak from experience, you buy or you move a house plot or something, and then you're like, this is perfect, and then you realize you actually didn't have enough space for trees between the cliffs and the houses and whatever else. Yeah, I hate that. So, actually I do need to sell stuff while I'm at it. I'm just gonna get rid of some things here. I don't even know what that is. Oh, okay. Well, they have much to sell. Hopefully this doesn't put me over the too many trees limit. Well, we'll see. And we're just gonna get some white hyacinths to decorate for now. Put different flowers in there eventually. I tend to really like windflowers actually for like foresty looking aesthetics, especially the like white and the red. But my store's not selling them today, so there you have it. KK's here. I'm really excited for the fishing tourney tomorrow. Okay, Nookie boy. The nice thing about this is that you can take the moving kit and place it like over and over again and just imagine what it's going to look like before you actually do it. So even though I don't know where I want it to be yet, I may as well just pick it up now. Like the other day I picked up a bridge kit from him and I didn't end up even placing the bridge kit till like the next day. So God, I could listen to the sound of footsteps in this game, like, forever. I mean, I basically do already, but you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna take some of the things I have here with me. I might actually build like a proper bonfire to put in instead of just a campfire, but whatever. So the first thing I think of when I'm building something is how I want it to look from different angles. So like that picture I posted of like Chickadee Hills with like the bridges and shit, that was like mostly an accident. How I saw that vista, because I was trying to take a picture of one of my villagers, like probably fucking Cookie or something, and I was like, oh wow, that looks like really good. Like I hadn't like planned it like at all. I didn't plan how it was gonna look from that bridge. I just built tiers because I wanted to, and then the water feature and everything like that came after. And then at that point I kind of took it into consideration, like how I wanted it to look from certain angles. Yeah. Anyways, in terms of the campsite, I do want it to be like quite like densely wooded, at least behind. And at this point maybe I would even think that I want like these cliffs to come out more like this way so that I could have some pine trees kind of behind as well. But then also it's nice to have this little area here, and then I don't have my secret beach over here, it's more to the left. But it'd be nice to have a couple like places to sit like here, you know, ocean view type of idea. If I wanted to even, I could drop this whole thing down a level, and then it would be really like cozy. You know, have a 2-tiered waterfall going in on the side from both sides if I wanted, and trees kind of around on 2 levels on top of it. Which of course now as I'm saying that, I'm like, oh, that sounds really nice. And that's kind of what I mean. Like, I'll start something and I'm like, yeah, this is my plan. I'm gonna put my campsite right here. I'm gonna just have some trees. I'm gonna have a place to sit. And then I'm like, oh, but I could do this. Yeah. Or I could even do this. Haha. And then my dumbass brain is like, but you should actually do it. Which is what happened last video. I started talking about that multi-level spa, and then I actually did it, and then I had to take down the stairs anyways because I came up with the tiered village idea. So if I'm looking at the map, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 inclines already. So the only thing that I could do if I wanted to drop this down and have the campsite be on the ground level is I would probably move this staircase to be like over here and going up this way. And that way it wouldn't be awkward, like obviously I would have to put another staircase here, which wouldn't make any sense. But because I'm like big dumb, I actually kind of like that idea. So I think I'm gonna try that. Yeah. I'm going to make a little cut and clear all of this out, and then I'll be right back. Okay. So at this point I've cleared out a bunch of land. I've left some space if I want to put trees, because as we know, if we want to put trees, they have to be in the middle. Like, they have to have all 8 spaces clear around them before they can go in. So this is still quite a bit of a narrow space. Of course I could open it up a lot more by moving the staircase, or if I wanted to save my bells, I keep the staircase as it is, and kind of create like a bit more of a dynamic entrance. Like, you have to come through here, and of course I'll clear these trees out, and clear this cliff out a little bit more to the right, and I can clear this a little bit more to the left as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, because this space up here no one can get to. The only purpose it serves is to act as a source for a waterfall and to look pretty from afar. That's pretty much it. It just serves as a vista. And also, for me personally, I hate the idea of a waterfall just coming out of nowhere. It's not like, I don't know, I live around a lot of waterfalls and I'm just not a fan of that. I'm kind of picky. So we're gonna make this a lot smaller. Maybe quite a bit smaller. At least in my head I can kind of think of it as like a well, instead of like, you know, Minecraft where the water fucking just comes straight out of like a block of rock on a mountainside. Like, doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so there's that, and then actually we are gonna have it, of course, come down on this side. So I'll just put a little hypothetical exit there, but I'm gonna take this down another few blocks. And of course, when we're moving cliffs, always go like an extra cliff over so that you're not hitting blocks twice for no good reason. We're doing that. Oh my god. I don't even have drift too, I'm just bad. Okay, here we go. So hit that, I can make this even smaller. There we go. Gives me more space to clear out like over here. Well, at least over like on this side. We can have the waterfall coming down even more on the side actually. Basically we can get rid of another layer of blocks so that we can give our campsite more room. And the main reason I need room is purely because of trees. Like, I just want there to be able to be trees on the side, and I want there to be able to be space for furniture and room to stretch out and create like something that looks nice, basically. Heck. Okay. I'll worry about this later because I kind of like the idea of a piece like jutting out, like with more trees on top. But I can get rid of this. There we go. Okay, cool. So preemptively, we'll just put a little. Let's see if we have the campsite over there. We'll just put like the water. I don't know, here. I wasn't a fan of like the single cell waterfalls before, and now I am because they make less noise, which is a weird thing to like not like, because it's cool that they make a lot of noise, but they drown out the music and it's like all you can hear. So, and it's kind of cute having the little like tiny little stream, like a little babble. So then I will clear out a bunch of these guys. Okay. Oh. So that's probably all it will let me do. I'll have the water come down right here. And it will just go into a tiny little pond area. Like, not big at all, just small. Probably still big enough for the villagers to fish in if they want, or for fish to spawn in. I don't know, maybe not even. Maybe just really, really little. Just enough to be a water feature. Okay, like that. That works. It's a nice shape. And then we'll go up and connect it. Ta-da! Let's see if it lets us, like... Yeah, there we go. Just kind of give it, like, a more natural shape. So that's nice and pretty. And then we can plant some of our saplings up here. Usually I would just go on mystery tours and I would buy I would shovel up full trees, because I love just being able to plop them down and be done with it. However, I went on 3 mystery islands and none of them had cedars. They all just had normal ass trees. And I'm going for the forest look, so I kind of want cedars. So we got that guy. We'll leave the one up there empty. We'll leave this empty because we might put some furniture here, like fireplace, campfire, and a little log bench. And you can put the log stool down. Probably put like a little mug on there or something. And we've got our firewood here. And then I'm going to clear out, I think, this side a little bit more. Because... Now I know you can plant saplings without a shovel, but I like using a shovel just to figure out distance, like how much room I actually have. Yeah, it's just easier that way. I don't have to dig them up or anything like that. So if we're gonna have a tree there, the campsite obviously needs more room to grow on the side. So we're gonna go ahead upstairs. And make this little pond a good bit smaller. Oh heck. Probably won't have a waterfall coming down on the side as well. That might be a little much. Now what I could do even is get rid of this little pond entirely and move it down to the second level there so that it still looks natural but is not like taking up so much of my space here. But if I do that, I'll do it later. For now I'm just going to do this because I know how much room I want to take. It is really nice that you can get rid of cliffs while they've got paths on them. Don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to leave my little Jacob's ladder hanging out here for now. I'm sure I can dig it up and move it. I'm just paranoid. I'm gonna have to go get it to finish the entrance, but I'll worry about that later. Now, at this point, probably start thinking about whether or not you want to have trees behind the campground, because it looks nice to have trees behind things, but isn't like entirely necessary, but it does add like a bit of depth. However, if I end up getting rid of the second level, or the third level, like the 1, 2, 3, like the top level I have here, I would have more room for pine trees to go along the side anyways. So I think I am going to put pine trees behind since I have the saplings for it. Jesus, there we go. I don't think they can grow right next to the rock, but I could be wrong. Okay, so there's the 3 trees that are going to be growing behind. I can probably put one like in front, but I'll probably do that once the campsite is actually in place. So for now, if we're going to place it, that's too far back because as you can see the trees are right next to the line of the back of the campsite. So they all disappeared in the reimagining thing. So we'll move it forward 1 block. That might be okay. I could still have room for a campsite or a tree on the left if I wanted. Kind of around where the logs tool is, I could toss a pine there. Just to make it really like dense and foresty. And there's still the option to grow on the right hand side, as already established. So I think I like that. I think I like that more than having it on the 2nd level. It makes things a little more interesting. It's a little more hidden, kind of cozy. Okay, so we got our little campsite. I am gonna plant a tree here, I think. Just move that guy up. Make sure we're a block away. Heck. Now, will it let me? There we go. That's where I wanted it. I guess it didn't want to let me. That's fine, because I can just pop the log stool right there. And there's still room to get in, is there? Let's see. There, now there is. Okay, cool. I could even put a tree there, but then it would kind of block the pond, so I'm not going to do that. Now, realistically, I think I am going to drop this down to the 2nd level. Let's just see what happens here. Lily of the Valley plant. Oh, so since it's got the plant thing, I guess the blooms can be picked, and then it would become Lily of the Valley stems. I wonder if it would blossom even if you don't have 5 stars? I mean, I know they don't spawn unless you have 5 stars, but I don't know. And I know they only spawn on the tops of cliffs. At least that's how it was in New Leaf. And that's exactly what happened in this one, so it's always good to keep some bare cliff sides, I guess. Just gonna pocket all of these flowers. I'm going to oh heck. I'm gonna eat all of these eggs. So that I can pocket this tree. Drives me nuts that I have no more inventory space and there's literally only one thing left here, but that's okay. I can use these flowers to decorate down here. I try to stick to like a semi-cohesive flower theme, but easier said than done. Yeah, that's fine. So what I'll probably do is I will I don't really feel like time traveling because it is like exhausting and it scares me in terms of my villagers maybe leaving out of nowhere, and the number of weeds I see growing exponentially every time I time travel. But I will show the finished campsite. Like I might just publish this video tomorrow, and that way you guys can see what it looks like when it's like pretty well finished. And if I do anything more with this area as well, I will also show that. But I feel like you get the general idea. I don't want to like drag this on too long. So yeah, I will be back with how it looks when it's finished. Hello guys, so I'm here the next day, and I finished my fishing tourney, as you can see by all the crap I have in my inventory. Yeah, anyways, this is the campsite. So today when I got up and started doing my dailies, I noticed I had a few trees that were still just little saplings around, so I obviously messed up placement. I thought I'd be able to put one like here, and I couldn't, probably because of this cliff. Yeah, that's okay. So I moved him. I also had all of these guys were saplings because I cleared out this cliff all the way to like, it was basically right next to them. So obviously it wasn't going to work. And yeah, it's pretty much done. You know, I'm happy with it. It's in its own little spot, which is a lot better than where it was before. And if I ever do want to change things, like I have the room to. I can get rid of more of this cliff if I want to. I can get rid of more of this cliff if I want to. Yeah, it's just, I know a lot of people find that they have a lot of pressure when they're terraforming because they think, oh, if I don't like it, what do I do? I spent all this time on it and now I don't like it. But like, it's okay. If I only like this for a little bit and then I decide I want to change it, like was what happened before, then that's fine. And what matters is you have the option to change it at all, right? It's not like New Leaf where you have to reset everything just because you don't like where you put something or rearrange your whole island, right? I had a huge double-tiered waterfall system here that took forever to build and took forever to take down. And, you know, no harm done. And maybe that's just because I'm temporarily laid off and I have nothing but time talking that I don't really mind it. But I think this game tells you, like, either fall in love with what you've done, you know, like, love your island regardless of what you think. Don't compare constantly to the other people's islands that you're seeing online or on Instagram or whatever. And, like, be kind to yourself. You know, if you make something and you end up hating it, well, at least you, like, went ahead and tried something new and now you don't like it, and that's fine. You can just do something else, because there's a million different things you can do. And like is what happens with most of my projects and ideas, you'll start to make something and then it'll create something entirely different. And that's okay. And that's like probably what you actually want, because I like this a lot better than if I'd had it on this level. So it's okay if plans change. And so there's my campsite for now, and if I ever move it again, maybe I'll do another video if you guys found this at all like helpful or interesting or entertaining. There's that. So if anyone has anything like they want to see or anything they want to hear about, just let me know, and I'm always happy to do different videos and show new things. And thank you so much for those of you who have asked for these videos and who have watched them and liked them and stuff. It means a lot. And yeah, have fun, guys.